Breaking the Matrix: How Black Queens Reclaim Their Power. Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's script? Like you're trapped in a system that wasn't designed for your greatness, but rather to keep you small, contained, and perpetually doubting your own power? I recently had the profound honor of interviewing Marlo Goodw, a visionary whose work is transforming how Black women step into their power and purpose. Marlo isn't just another coach or mentor. She's a revolutionary architect of liberation who has devoted her life to helping Black women break free from societal constraints. Her methodology doesn't just inspire change, it catalyzes complete transformation, particularly in communities like Baltimore, where the hunger for authentic sisterhood runs deep and the wounds of isolation cut even deeper. What Marlowe shared wasn't just information, it was liberation. And today, I'm bringing that liberation to you. We're living in a time where the old narratives about who we are, what we deserve, and how we show up in the world are being shattered. Not with violence, but with something far more powerful: self recognition. The matrix, that insidious system of beliefs and expectations that keeps us small, it has an expiration date. And that date is today. Let me tell you about another Marlo, Marlo Sweatman. Not the Marlo I interviewed, but a powerful example of what reclaiming your narrative looks like in action. Marlo Sweatman is a world class athlete who faced what many would consider a career ending blow, being left off the 2023 World Cup roster after years of dedication and sacrifice. Imagine that moment: the public disappointment, the questions about your worth, the temptation to let external validation define your value. The whispers, both external and internal, suggesting maybe you weren't good enough after all. But Marlo didn't surrender to that narrative. Instead, she leaned into faith. She doubled down on training. She kept her vision crystal clear while the world around her blurred with doubt. She refused to let a single moment of rejection redefine her lifelong journey of excellence. And what happened? She didn't just earn back her position, she returned as assistant captain. Leadership forged in the fire of adversity. Her story echoes across oceans to Black women athletes worldwide with a simple but profound truth: setbacks don't define you, your response does. This is what breaking out of the matrix looks like. It's recognizing that the script you've been handed isn't the only one available. It's understanding that you are the author, not just a character in someone else's story. You don't have to be qualified, God qualifies you. Those words from Romy Marlowe, another powerful example of matrix breaking in action, changed everything for her. In 2010, Romy walked away from the security of teaching, steady paycheck, retirement benefits, institutional backing, to leap into entrepreneurship. Can you imagine the courage that takes? To walk away from certainty toward purpose, to trade the known for the possible, to believe in yourself when conventional wisdom screams, play it safe. Romy didn't have conventional credentials for business ownership. What she had was something far more powerful: spiritual conviction. She aligned with divine purpose instead of fear, building a thriving entrepreneurial path that proves faith plus action equals transformation. Her journey mirrors what so many Black women face when breaking free from traditional roles imposed by society. It's a testament to taking back agency over your narrative, a vital aspect of moving out of the matrix. But here's what Marlo Goodw taught me that changed everything: this journey isn't meant to be walked alone. The second pillar of transformation is unity over competition. In spaces where isolation can dominate, especially within communities like Baltimore, unity among women leads to collective elevation and real change. Think about it. How often have we been conditioned to see other powerful women as threats rather than allies? How often have we dimmed our light because we were taught there's only room for one queen at the table? How many times have we swallowed our brilliance because we didn't want to outshine someone else? Or worse, because we feared being outshone? The Saluki Student Investment Fund at Southern Illinois University shows us a different way. While not exclusively focused on Black women entrepreneurs, this program demonstrates how intentional unity transforms individual trajectories. The fund brings together diverse students from various backgrounds, fostering mentorship and real world skills development. Participants often enter feeling underqualified or isolated, mirroring how many Black professionals feel entering spaces dominated by competition instead of collaboration. But SSAIF emphasizes collaborative learning. Alumni actively mentor current members so everyone feels supported regardless of background or experience level. Students gain confidence managing significant investments and leave empowered with practical knowledge comparable to years on the job market. What began as hands on education grew into an incubator for community building among ambitious young people who might otherwise feel disconnected. Alumni return as mentors. Participants secure prestigious opportunities thanks to this network support system. This is what Marlo Goodw means when she speaks about finding your soul tribe. It's not just about having friends, it's about creating spaces where everyone can rise together, where your success is my success, where we understand that true power isn't hoarded, it's shared. Because here's the truth: when we compete, we might win battles, but when we unite, we win wars. When we see another Black woman's success as our success, we change not just individual lives, but entire systems. The third pillar Marlo Goodw shared is perhaps the most revolutionary. Customization is key to empowerment. There is no one size fits all approach to growth or branding, whether it's personal style, business vision, or community impact. Individualized support unlocks unique potential. Programs like those at Devise Styles Media LLC are designed with this understanding at their core, helping every queen discover and amplify her alter ego for maximum impact. This is why cookie cutter approaches to empowerment often fall short. They fail to recognize that your power lies not in conforming to someone else's idea of success, but in embracing your unique gifts and purpose. Your journey out of the matrix won't look like mine. It won't look like Marlo Sweatman's or Romy Marlowe's. It will be uniquely yours, and that's precisely where its power lies. But how do we actually do this? How do we break free from programming that runs so deep we sometimes mistake it for our own thoughts? It starts with tuning into your intuition, that quiet voice that's been speaking all along, even when the world was too loud for you to hear it. The voice that whispers, "There's more," when everyone else says, "Be grateful for what you have." The voice that says, "Keep going," when logic says, "Give up." It continues with trusting divine guidance, understanding that you're not walking this path alone, that there's a higher purpose working through you, that the universe conspires in favor of the brave. And it culminates in believing in yourself as the creator of your own life, not just intellectually, but bone deep. The kind of belief that transforms "I hope" into "I know." The kind that doesn't waver when challenges arise, but rather strengthens in their presence. This is what Marlo Good's work embodies, a pathway to authentic power that begins with recognizing the queen you already are. I want to pause here and acknowledge something important. This work isn't easy. Breaking free from the matrix means confronting patterns that may have protected you in the past. It means stepping into uncertainty. It means being willing to be seen in your fullness, even when that feels vulnerable. But as Marlo Sweatman showed us, the alternative is living a life defined by external validation that can be withdrawn at any moment. As Romy Marlowe demonstrated, playing small might feel safe, but it denies the world your gifts. And as the SSF program proves, we go further together than we ever could alone. So here's my challenge to you, inspired directly by my conversation with Marlo Goodw. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Identify one area where you've been holding back due to fear, doubt, or outside expectations. Then take one bold step toward reclaiming your power there. Maybe it's reaching out for mentorship. Maybe it's investing time in self discovery through journaling or meditation. Perhaps it's collaborating instead of competing with another woman entrepreneur, or simply speaking up authentically about what matters most to you. Whatever it is, take that step knowing you're not alone. There's a community of queens walking this path alongside you, ready to celebrate your victories and support you through challenges. Because when one of us breaks free from the matrix, we create a crack that lets light in for others. When one of us reclaims her power, she illuminates the possibility for everyone around her. When one of us steps fully into her purpose, she changes not just her life, but the lives of generations to come. This is the revolution Marlo Goodw is leading. Not with weapons, but with wisdom. Not through force, but through faith in our inherent divinity and worth. It's a revolution that recognizes every Black woman as a queen with the right to reclaim her power, step out of societal programming, and walk boldly in her purpose. The world doesn't need you to be smaller. It doesn't need you to be quieter. It doesn't need you to wait your turn or ask for permission to shine. What the world needs, what your community needs, what your family needs, what your soul needs is for you to break free, to remember who you were before the matrix told you who to be, to stand in the fullness of your power, not someday, but right now. So I ask you, what part of the matrix are you ready to break today? What truth are you ready to speak? What power are you ready to reclaim? The revolution isn't coming. It's already here. And it begins with you remembering that you were never meant to fit into the matrix. You were born to break it.